Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. I am David Allen. Thank you for joining us today, or if you like, you can call me Super Dave. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We are talking about a really big item today, and that is 120, the Cobra Stinger. Yay! This is going to be really something. Getting into this. Good morning, Sean Jones. Thank you for joining us today. As I was saying, Cobra Stinger. You can see that grizzly face on there with those eyes, ready for action, ready for business on there. So it's going to be a really interesting vehicle to get into, because obviously we had a feeling this was coming once we got the Vamp, and so it wasn't that long. It was maybe 3 or 4 months later that we got the Stinger. The Vamp, even though it was on Hasbro Pulse for quite a long time before it started to ship, it sold out right around that period that it started to ship. And people complain about that. They're like, well, why is that sold out? Why aren't there more of those? Why can't we get some other ones of those? And so then people got bent out of shape, and then they put out the Stinger, and the Stinger's still available at retail. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it at other retailers, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and so on and so forth. Probably even on Amazon, for that matter. So they went the opposite, and they made over the amount. And I'm not sure if that was a smart idea or a bad idea or what. But it is what it is, and that's the history of some of these items that we get from Hasbro, and that's why we compare and contrast, and we talk about both sides of this equation. So, but let's get into the history of the Stinger first, and we're going to go to Creating G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Volume 11 by Dan Klingsmith Jr., and we're going to find that in here. Let's see. I think there it is, and it's aptly right next to the Vamp Mark II Stinger there. You can see that artwork and some ideations back there, photography and stuff. Let's see what Dan had to say about this. The Stinger, alternate names, NA, year release, 1984, designed by Greg Bernston. So now that's a different name. We haven't ever heard of that name before. So he must have been a vehicle designer. Good morning, Lone Dragon. Thank you for joining us today. We got a big one today, and it's the Stinger 120. It says, when it came to designing the Stinger Jeep for Cobra and the Vamp Mark II for the Joes, Greg shared that he was tasked with making some slight modifications to the existing Vamp design. Since the Vamp had been out of the market for a few years, Hasbro wanted to reuse as much tooling as it could from the original Vamp. Some of the main features Greg pointed out were the additions of armored panels around the cab, the color of each vehicle, and the different weaponry for the rear of the Jeeps. So there you go. So he designed basically both of these at the same time, and he just made them slightly different and gave them different color applications. Lone Dragon. It's snowing here, so I'm not going to work out at home today instead of going to the gym. Ah, okay. I work out at home myself, so I understand that. It was really yucky weather yesterday. We had a really bad storm here in Central Florida, and the winds were like 60 miles an hour, and it was really bad rain and stuff like that. We don't get snow, obviously, but it was still nasty weather. And I typically don't mind rain. I like that weather, but snow is kind of a different story because it's really, really cold. So good luck with that, and I hope you're safe and stay inside. So then we also have the pilot that's there. You can kind of see those pictures in the photography there of the pilot. There. So there you go. That's your Stinger. And then we have the packaging artwork through Carson Metaxas series of books. If I can find it. There it is. That is through Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe by Carson R. Metaxas and 3D Joe's volume number 2, the 1984 through 1985 volume. And so we have the Stinger. There you go, with the driver, vintage package. There. So that's done. All right, so as we showed, and now we have the original toy. There it is. Vintage package. Not vintage packaged, loose, I should say. There. You can see that extra armament that they put over there and the missile launcher and stuff like that that they added. And then it looks pretty much like the Vamp, except it's in black. And then the driver, which is I think the Cobra Trooper. It might be the officer, but done in a gray deco with some red highlights on there. We'll get him out of there. I always liked this design. I always thought it looked really cool. Mine's is turning a little yellow though. The legs are a little yellowing there, and little bits and pieces of it. The plastic changes color after a certain amount of time. Obviously, this is during '84, so it's a swivel arm officer figure. So I'm going to stick him back in there. It looks really good, though. I like that design. I've always liked this design. There. So there you go. And then we have the Stinger. So 120 again. And let's get into some of the other stuff. So we have the Target artwork, of course. We have the QR code to nowhere and the designations. Let's see what these designations tell us. So we have the steering wheel, which we know is rotary wing pilot, which is an odd thing. We have the bullets again, which is light weapons. We have the fist, which is hand-to-hand combat. And we have it looks like the little cannon, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's artillery. So there you go. Those are your designations for the Stinger and the Stinger driver. So then we got the kind of the render there with the vehicle, all the accessories that comes with it, the driver, a few call outs here of different tampos and computer effects and different details on the Stinger itself. It looks really chunky, similar to the Vamp, obviously. Comes with a lot of weapons and stuff like that. So there you go. It says the Cobra Night Attack 4WD Stinger and Driver. And then we go on to this side, and we have the Shooting the Galaxy photography. We have one of the four-wheelers up there. We have another Stinger back there. Big explosion. Looks really, really nice in this package from the front. So I'm very, very happy with it. And then we have the figure there. So let us get this puppy opened up. So we'll see what we have. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat about this. This is going to be a fun one to open. I like opening big, chunky vehicles. And then we have the weapons crate. Cobra Night Attack 4WD Stinger and Driver 120. So we'll put that back there for now. So we'll take out the figure. So again, this is the first time we're opening this, and we have opened all our items from the double Snake Eyes double zero Snake Eyes on through. We are now up to 120. We've done 17 vintage packaged figures, and we've done two 60th anniversary and legacy figures so far. So we're just going to keep following this pattern. I'm going to move this vintage one over here temporarily. Hopefully it won't fall. There, stay there. So there you go. Hope, let's see. I guess I'll have to open it from the other side. Get the fuselage out. And we have the blueprints. I forgot to show the blueprints when we did the vamp, but now I have the blueprints for this. So I'm going to stick those over there for now, and we'll pull this out of here. There we go. All right. Put the box down here. There. And so we have the fuselage and the box for the figure here. Okay, let's see. So let's see. Terrence Shaw, that entire set cost you at least $200. No, not this. This was about 100 and change, maybe 113 with the tax and shipping from Hasbro Pulse. I recommend that you get the Pulse Premium membership because it saves on shipping. So I have two of these actually. So you could be right. It was a little over the $200, $220 something because I got two. So yeah, you're right, around two something. Yep, from Hasbro Pulse. Lone Dragon. Mysterio is supposed to show up from Walmart at any time now, and I'll probably work on the Ghostbusters shelf today, but the stickers on Ecto 1 and figure out how I'm going to position it. Oh, cool. I'm glad that you're into Ghostbusters. That's a cool brand. Let's see. We're going to have to move some things around here. I'm going to have to move this guy back here, I think, because I'm running out of space to put stuff. So I'm going to move him there. Hopefully he won't fall. And then I'm going to leave that there, move him over there. I can put some of these accessories here. So we have this box. Oh well, there goes that. I'll pick it up later. All right, so then we have 4 tires with some red, a little bit of red deco and gray in the interior of it. Let's see, I'll put them here for now. All right, so this can go over here, out of the way. Has the, can't really see it, but has the Cobra insignia on the interior of the package. I'm gonna pick this back up. There you go. Okay, so there you go. So everything's out of the box. Now we'll start opening some of this stuff up. Let's get into the fuselage first. Take this sticky plastic off. There. That over there. All right. Look at this. This is really cool. I love Hasbro vehicles. Classified vehicles, they look really, really nice. This thing is decked out with tons and tons of details and stuff. It's going to take me a little while to go over all these tampos and stuff like that. It says on here, hot panel there, little deco there, and hot panel there with some warning, a little bit of gray there. On the back, it says turbo. You can see that it says turbo. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But then there's also the red lights there. And then there's a hook so you can add a vehicle or something to it, like a HMS or whatever. So then let's go around to this side. So we have the Cobra logo there. We have a BW X04 with a bug, some sort of a warning logo there, Tampo. Then we have to unlatch pull back on latch to unlock and release. So there's a little direction on the door to unlock the door. There's a little tampo for the directions for it. And then on the bottom here, it says beware. And I can't really read what it says. It's too small to read. Then little yellow light deco there. Then on the front, we have the lights, and we have all kinds of little hook details and light details, and we have a crank like the vamp, that crank. It's in a different kind of position on this. The way that the vamp was, it was kind of loose in the front. So this one's different. And then this opens up, and you get to see all that engine in there, all those really cool details and stuff. So then I don't know if you can see those there's different lights, colored lights in there, I guess a little bit. Then on this side, you have that latch tampo, that warning tampo, those lights, that WBX04 Stinger logo, and the Cobra logo again. And then I'm going to try to show the inside. There's a ton of detail on the interior of this. I'm going to have to like kind of do it upside down. You can't really see. You see all those detail that are in there? Tons and tons of, let's see what else. Detail that's on the interior of that panel there. And the inside of the doors are both red as well. But yeah, it's really, really nice. There's a lot of really cool detail and computer schematics and stuff like that that are in that. Hopefully that helped. And the windows are that window is tinted. There's a little shift gear there again, like it is in the other one. The vamp. There's a little shift gear there for you to move faster. I believe these door compartments open up, and they do. So they go like that. So maybe you can get a better visual of some of those computers and stuff like that from that side, and then from this side. There. So all right. So we have that. We have that. So let's get the wheels on. Get those out of the way first. There's a snap. That's good. Another snap. Snap. All right, so I wanted to show a little bit about around the bottom, all that detail there. And there was also some wheel detail. Let me see if you can pull one of these wheels off. No, it won't come off. So I wanted to show underneath where the wheels were, some of that detail that were down there. But there's a lot of detail back there. Can't really see it that way. But it looks really, really nice. They really did a good job upgrading all these vehicles. I must say, Hasbro's done an excellent job. So then we have this little apparatus that was in the weapons crate. Has like a cranking type thing there, like that. So I'm guessing that that's going to go on the back here. And then you kind of just make sure that it's on there solid. So then it kind of goes on the back like that. It's a missile launcher, and it's all black and it has some detail. I'm going to leave it like that for the time being until I just see how the missiles go on, and we'll maneuver it. And then there's a little claw there that's probably going to be some sort of a fire extinguisher like it was on the Vamp as well. And then on the mirrors, you can see the mirrors are reflective on there. See that mirror right there? It's reflective. So that's really cool that they made the mirrors on the sides reflective. So far, so good. Hey, Brandon. Hello. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about the Stinger 120. So then we have a little bag that has a bunch of stuff in it. Let's get this bag open and we'll see what's in here. There. So we got a bunch of accessories and a bunch of equipment and stuff like that for this. Let's see. Put that over there. So we have a little bitty engine piece that's going to snap onto the hood. So let's see. We're going to put the doors back down there, and we're going to snap this onto the hood. See those little dots, those little holes there? So this snaps onto that. Make sure we line that up. Let's see. All right, so we got that on there. And then there's a little bitty a grill there, forked grill. I'm guessing that that's going to go someplace in the front. I'm going to try to see where that goes. Maybe. Has a little clip on there. So I'm guessing it's going to go in the front of this here like that. There. And so there's room for that hook to still go through it. Ram bar is right above the sticker that says Ram bar. Well, that would be an obvious place to put it, right? And I dropped that Ram bar. Let's see where it says the Ram bar. Okay, let's get a better look at this. It says Ram bar. Yeah, that's it right there. Ram bar. That's where I had it. I had problems with these lights on the Vamp because they would not stay. So I guess it goes like that. It kind of goes like that. It doesn't lay down. Brandon, yours is on your desk in front of you. Buzzer driving, torch is passenger seats around us, sort of in a middle. Oh, cool. Very cool. So the RAM bar right in front, it says RAM bar. I cheated, lol. I was looking right at mine. Oh, okay. That's fine. So it goes like that. So it sticks out like that and it doesn't lay. Okay, that's cool. I also wanted to mention that little part that I put on the hood there has a little tampo, and I can't really read because it's so small, but there's a little warning thing there. I'm guessing it's some sort of exhaust warning. So then, let's see, we have the shovel. So I put the shovel on the Stinger right here. So I'm guessing the Stinger, the Vamp one goes, or the Stinger one goes right there. I put it on the Vamp. So it goes right there like that. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a oh no, we have a, a top panel. So this top panel goes on the top there like that. So it sits in the top, and it has some lighting, some silver lighting, and some rivets, some detail on it as well. Hey, good morning, 6'10" Yojo Daddy. Thanks for joining us today. Um, yeah, it is a great vehicle. You're right. Brandon, my old eyes can't really see it either, so I took a picture just now. Oh, okay, cool. The that tampo there to see what it says. Yeah, it's a little weird, but that's all right. My eyes are up there, you know. So then there's a little yellow fire extinguisher, similar to the Stinger, which the Vamp, which was red. This one's yellow, so I'm guessing it's going to go in that claw in the back there, similar to the Vamp, where its little thing went. Fire extinguisher went right there. So you can see that in there, that yellow fire extinguisher on that there. Um, let's see, 6'10" Yojo Daddy. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Hope everyone is having a good Monday. Yeah, I am so far. It says beware of hot surface. To access turbo system, undo bolts, then remove cover plate. Please refer to owner's manual for maintenance of product. There you go. Thank you very much, Brandon. All right, so I think everything else in this tray is for the figure. So I'm going to put that over there for now until we get to the figure. Now we have this little box. I'm guessing this is the missiles for this. So we're going to open that up. There. So these missiles are quite chunky, I must say. So here they are. They say XO4 on there. On that. Can you see that? XO4. Another lovely work day. Oh boy. What's happening? Oh yeah. Work. Fun. All right, so let's see if we can get these missiles on here. There's four of these missiles. So there's a large and a small spot. So that's what I was wondering about. So that's why I'm going to move this way, because now looking at the position of the missiles, the large one goes in the front and the small one goes in the back. So you put them on like that. They're like a dog bone attachment. So there's one. There's two. Oh, that fell off. Let's just do this first. And put the fourth one back on there. There. Now we'll put this back on there. Then we'll move this up there. Let's see. All right. So we got that on there. I want to make sure that's on really tight. All right, it's on. So there you go. There's your 4 missiles. Wish collecting classified paid 6 figures. I mean, it can cost 6 figures. There must be a way to reverse this trend. I don't. Yeah, it's the government and stuff. There's not much that Hasbro can do. They have to make a profit, and they have to continue to stay fiscally responsible for their shareholders and their bosses and stuff. It is very expensive, Brandon, and so that's where it comes down to. So if they're gonna still stay fiscally responsible and make sure that they take care of the shareholders and stuff like that, and they try to give us the best products at the best prices and stuff like that. It's a very fine line. It has to do with the government. It has to do with tariffs. Has to do with a lot of that kind of thing, and hopefully that will go back down next year and prices will go back down. I've heard some rumblings about that could happen from different people that have toy companies, that it's coming. It's just we have to be patient, unfortunately. 6 for 10 Yojo Daddy. I'm in Commie Canada. You don't have to tell me, brother. Your 25 figures are CAD 36.99 on average for me. Wow. I'm sorry about that. That stinks. That stinks. I'm sorry about that. Uh, it's unfortunate. Plus 13% tax. Wow. That is rough. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. So let's look into some of these other details. So there's the gray edges over the tire wells that are new, that are not the same as the vintage one. Let's get the vintage one out. They're maybe they are a little bit gray, but these are definitely gray. These are a little bit dark black. There's also the doors and the hood is black, whereas this one is gray, and there's little gray details and stuff like that as well on this one that are not on the vintage one. There's this little gray ventilation thing there, and then the front grill is gray with some red detail with these hooks and the chain and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different gray little details. There's also the gray and red in the wheels. There's also the gray and red with the lights and the gray in the back. There's a little bit of a layer of gray underneath these footholds on this side. The footholds are black, but it's gray around it. So there's a lot of details of red and gray and black, giving a nice color deco. Let's see. 6 for 10 Yojo Daddy. I lived in Ontario for 3 years, Brandon. Everything was more expensive. Brandon, don't be sorry. Canada should have done more to get and stay on top of the world economic stage, as I ironically sit here and frown over American toys. That is sad. I apologize for having to make you sit through this. That's not fair. So hopefully, maybe you can come to America. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities here, and there's a lot of beautiful places to live. I live in Florida. It's very lovely here. The interior is also a lot of gray in there with a lot of red and black details as well. You can kind of see that gear shift right there. So, all right. So we're going to put this one back here again, and we're going to look at the figure. I'm going to pull the figure over here. I'm going to put this here for now. There, there. So, oh, I totally forgot this. There's the weapons crate, and there's stuff in the weapons crate. Oh, great. Great, Brandon. I'm glad about that. So I'm going to put that over there. I've totally forgot what's in this weapons crate. Let's look at the weapons crate and see what we have in here. Oh, this is all the blast effects. These are all the blast effects, and there's a the legal and the gobbledygook there. And then there's this bumper, little standy bumper that goes in the back, and all the blast effects. All right, so I'm not that interested in the blast effect. I'll open these up and I'll show them, but I don't really use blast effects that much. But so there's a little bitty bar back here. So we'll be getting into that in just one moment. Give me a minute. 6'10" Yojo Daddy. Give me just a second. After I put this on, I'll get into the figure if I can figure out how this goes on here. So there's two little claws. There's a claw on either side of it. So I'm guessing it goes on like that. There. And it sits there like that. So there. So you can put the figure up there and you can shoot that. All right, so let's put that back down there. All right, then we have the blast effects, of course. And these are like missile launching effects. Now, the Vamp, I don't think had these, but I believe the MMS and the HMS both come with this blast effects. So I'll put them there for the missiles. And then there's the missile launching effects that you can plug into the backs of the missiles themselves. Oops, and I just dropped them. Oh well. So there's this ground smoke effect as well as you launch there. So we'll put them over there. Them over there. And then the two missile effects that go behind the missiles. So they kind of go on them like that there, behind the missiles like that. So there you go. So those are your missile effects. Now let's get into this figure. All right, so Brandon, let's see. I never even really looked at it. The Dreadnoks dummied the driver on his way out of the package and stole his ride. Funny. But very similar to the Ferret driver in the color deco, with the exception of there's not a lot of blue. Excuse that noise. Not a lot of blue, but there definitely is some gray. So this is, I think, the Cobra Trooper. I believe it's the Trooper body deco. And there's a lot of like reds added instead of blue and stuff like that, details. But it's the exact same body mold and everything, but they just decoed it with some dark gray, some light gray, some black, and some red detail. And there's obviously an African head in there, African American head with that red face breather on, and he looks really kind of sinister, doesn't he? You got the red Cobra logo, a little red detail there, a little red driver tampo there, red logo tampo there. And I think that is it. Other than that, it's the same body, has those little pinned gloves, which are different than the average Cobra Troopers. And there's a lot of detailed on that mask as well there and there. And I love all those layered details that they stick inside there. They've been doing it with all these, and you couldn't really see it because it was all dark, but now you can kind of see it with this gray. So he does look really good. He's very well balanced. I think that's one of the pluses of the Hasbro classified line. When it comes to these, they really do a really good job balancing the deco on a lot of this stuff. Hey, Mr. Mad Mad Gus, you're a new person in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. I have one vamp and two stingers. My Walmart have plenty of stingers for sale. I want more, but I only want the driver and not the vehicle. If they ever go clearance, it's on. Hey, that's a good idea, Mr. Mad Gus. If you guys in the chat, you want more stingers, go to Walmart. Vamps are near impossible to get for me. I missed out on that one. Waited too long. Hopefully they are re-release it in original colors. Don't really want a Tiger Force one or other variant. Brandon, you don't want the Vamp Mark II and you don't want the Tiger Force versions. Hey, Woody. I was looking for you yesterday. I was asking you a question yesterday. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. I was asking about the Arctic Assault Hiss. How many Arctic Assault Hisses did you get? Did you get like 4 or 5, or did you just get one? So there you go. So there's a little red knife in this package with some silver deco. So we're going to pull that out first. And then that's the end of his package. So we'll put that over there. And he's got a little sheath there. And that goes into his sheath. You can see it's a little red deco with silver on the steel. Put that in there. There you go. Red. So then we have some of his accessories here. So he has that same helmet that most of them have, with that little gray chevron on the front of it. That little gray chevron, see that? And then there's a bunch of different gray on the edges. So we'll put that on him. I'm a little surprised they didn't give him a second head, a Caucasian head, since they gave him an African head. I guess you could maybe move some of these trooper heads around if you had to, possibly. I don't know. Everybody's saying hi to each other. I bought 7 so far. I knew you were going to buy a bunch, but 7? Did you hear what I was saying yesterday in my video? Actually, the last 2 videos, how I'm going to separate mine to pay for them better. I'm like buying one early and then one later, and hopefully they ship separately. Holy smokes. That's a lot, Woody. Mad Gus, sup, brother? How goes the recovery? 7. Wow. Yeah, I know, right? Mad Gus. Getting better, by the way. Thanks for asking, brother. Oh, well, I hope you're doing all right, Mr. Mad Gus. Hope there's nothing terribly wrong, but I hope you get better anyways. Yeah, I broke it up. You broke it up too. Okay. Yeah, because I just because when you think about it, even with the Hasbro Pulse Premium membership, it's gonna be like $213. So if you got more than one, that's $430 all at one time out of your bank account. So if I broke one up at the beginning and bought one, that's $213. And then if I get one at the very end, that's another $213. If they ship them separately, then it breaks it up in my bank account, because that's going to be right in the middle of Christmas next year. That's coming out of your account. So make sure you clear your accounts up. 6 foot super brother. What's up, brother? All right. Okay, so then we have his backpack. We have that same little rifle backpack, but it's in red deco. So we're going to stick that on him there. I don't know. I think they should have a little weapons thing for these figures. I know that there was a medical thing on the Vamp and another little thing on the other side. I think that would have been good to put their accessories, because he's not going to be able to sit in there with that on. So that's going to be a pain in the neck. So then we have the rifle that goes in there with all the detail. This time it's in black. So I wish there was a spot to put all of his accessories because he's got a lot. Um, he's got a lot of accessories, and he's not going to be able to hold them while he's driving. Maybe his gun, maybe his knife, he might, but his rifle and his other stuff, I don't think so. So he's got a holster on this side. Because they use the same holster, there's a little bunch of little um, little holsters on the back to hold the ammo. So this is for his rifle, his I should say his handgun. It's like an old type Luger type gun. There, it's like an old type Luger type gun in that holster there. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully we get the Snowcat and his at the same time next year. I don't know about that. I think we're going to get the Snowcat a lot sooner than the Hiss. I bought 4 RC 1/2 trucks yesterday, and a couple pickup trucks, and a Hino type delivery van for regular people traffic, all in about CAD 350. Just got one Arctic Hiss, want a Crimson Hiss more. Oh, cool, Brandon. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. I was bored one day, Super Dave, and I decided to go in for a heart surgery. LOL. This is not my first time here, just my first time live. Good channel, brother. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mad Gus. I hope your heart surgery went well, and I hope you're recovering well. I know it's not very enjoyable to have heart surgery. I had a friend that did that, and he had that scar right down the center of his chest. So I hope they were able to find everything with the technology and the medical stuff like that. Heart surgery's not as big as it used to be. So I'm hoping that you were able to go home shortly after that, and you're still not in the hospital. But I don't know how the medical stuff in Canada. Oh, you're not in Canada, are you, Mad Gus? I don't know where you're at. So I'm not sure where you're at, Mad Gus. So I hope the medical um, uh, field in your area is good. All right, so there's his rifle. It's a little bit different, I think. This rifle is. He's got a little red deco on the hilt of the handle there, and then he has these two weapons cartridges, ammo cartridges there. So one of them is going to go in the back in one of those pouches. So I'm going to move his backpack up a little. I'm going to stick one in there. If I can get it in there. There it is. All right. All right. So I think it's in there. Put his backpack on again there. And then this one goes into the gun, the rifle on the bottom. Goes right in there. If I can get it in there. The plastic durometer is a lot stronger than it was recently. I was just talking about that not too long ago on a couple of videos. And so that is much stronger, the durometer. Let's see. Woody, if it follows the previous patterns, they may be out of the exact same time. I figure some of the Snowcat will start shipping around late October and the Hiss around November, the way they bump up dates. It's a possibility. You could be right about that, 6'10" Joe Daddy. I'm expecting the Snowcat to come sooner. The reason why I'm expecting it to come sooner is because they've been coming earlier than their dates. So if a HasLab is done in the summer or the fall or the spring or whatever, it's been coming before the date that the HasLab campaign came out. Since the Snowcat was way earlier, it was like in June and July. I'm expecting that we're going to maybe get it in possibly spring, the snowcat. I could be wrong, totally wrong on my calculations, but they were way ahead on the rattlers. They were way ahead on the dragonfly. They were pretty close on with the hiss tanks, and they were pretty close on with the sky strikers. But I think based on that pattern, we're going to get them a little bit earlier. I'm expecting spring of next year. I'm expecting April, May of next year is when we're going to get our snowcats. That's just my gut feeling. I don't know. I have no connection, but it's based on the pattern of how they've been doing this. And so that means the snowcat's going to be here way before the hiss. So I don't know if the hiss is coming, but they've had the hiss planned for a long time. So maybe the hiss is also in manufacture. They just gave a best estimated time for the hiss by making it December. But if it's earlier, it's earlier. So that's, I don't know. That's my logic on it. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that, but that's just my theory on it. All right, so there you go. There is your driver. He's got his rifle. He's got all of his equipment on him. The problem is he's not going to be able to go into that vehicle with that. Let's see. So you guys disagree. Mr. Mad Gus. Nope, I'm in the US and everything went well. I'm home and heading. The Stingers are going for 75 right now and hoping they go down to like 30 after Christmas. Going to Walmart and buying all I see. Great job. I'm very happy for you, Mr. Mad Gus. And then hope they do a pre-order version of the Dragonfly and Rattler too. Need more Dragonfly, especially don't need more figures to go with it. Retro card Wild Bill for those who need one. Yeah, exactly. Well, healing. I've talked about the Dragonfly and the Rattler before. I think we are definitely going to get a redeco of the Dragonfly. It's going to be the Tiger Rat, and it's going to be the Tiger Fly. Those are your two things, or Python Rattler, one of the two. Those are your two decos right off the bat. Tiger Force or Python Patrol, one of each. I don't know which one will get it, but typically the Rattler is done as the Tiger Rat because it comes with the figure, the original figure, Dragon Sky Striker. So how else are you going to get Sky Striker unless you get the Tiger Rat? And they already did the Recondo, the Tiger Force Recondo, and he was the driver of the Dragon Tiger Fly. So we need to get a different pilot. So that means that Wild Bill is going to be decoed in Tiger Force colors, which will be similar to his Sunbow colors. Definitely going to repaint all the HasLabs. Yep. 30 Stingers. I couldn't even dream of such things here. Toys R Us closing all around me, and Walmart here doesn't sell American military-based anything anymore. Wow, that stinks, Brandon. I am so sorry. They say GameStop up there does a lot of classified. I think the retro card Wild Bill will be in the orange and blue from the cartoon, as they said they won't release the figures in the same deco as the HasLab colors. That's completely accurate because we're getting the Snow Serpent, a third Snow Serpent, but he's got a different hiss driver head with blue and gold, and I believe the harness is black and not blue. There's a little bit deco different on that, so that'll be our third Snow Serpent, kind of. But I think we will get the Wild Bill. It'll just be a different deco. I don't know if they're going to do the retro Wild Bill in that color, or if they're going to stick with the Tiger Force deco for Wild Bill. Maybe they can work it out so they can do both in one figure. It's a possibility. We're definitely getting repaints. This is the test run. Yep. 100%. 100%, Mr. Mad Gus. GameStop sells some. Yes, I haven't seen vehicles, but a few figures hit and miss like everywhere, I suppose. Well, there you go. All right, so let's see. We're going to try to get him in this driver's seat. So I have to take his backpack and I have to take his gun off. Uh, take that off, and I'm going to take his backpack off. I'm going to leave his other gun, and I'm going to leave his cartridge, and I'm going to leave his knife on him, and I'm going to try to get him in there. So I wanted to make sure I cover one more thing. He's got all the main articulation points, the butterflied shoulders, double pin elbows, double pin knees, the thigh and calf articulation, the foot rocker, the secondary foot articulation. He's got the crotch and the leg articulation, and he's got the ab crunch and the new head rocker articulation. He's got the wrist articulation, and he's got the secondary wrist articulation, which is very rare right now. There's only a handful of figures that have that. So I'm going to move his hands up like this so they can be like for the steering and stuff like that. And I'm going to try to put him in his seat. So wish me luck on that. Let's see. All right, so I have him on there. I have one hand on the steering wheel, and then I will try to put this hand on that crank. There. So there you go. I have him in there. Mr. Mad Gus. Here in Philly, GameStop is a good source for Joe's. The price just sucks in G-Stop. Yep, that's true. They are a little bit higher. Yeah, $30 a figure is ridiculous at GameStop. Yeah, they are. I agree. So there he is. He's got his hand on the wheel. He's got his other hand on the crank, gear shift there. So I'm going to just put his accessories kind of in the other seat here for now. I'm going to close that there. Close that there. I'm going to show that there. Put the window down, and you can see him there. Oops. Let's see. He's a little high, like Clutch was. So I want to see if I can lower him a little bit down a little bit. There. It's fine. It looks okay. Let's see. Put him in through the top. It's easier. Oh, okay, Mr. Mad Gus. Thank you. That Snake Eyes polar bear set is $90 at my GameStop. Wow. I know that polar bear is huge. It's a lot of plastic, but that's a little high price. I agree with you. Such a great looking trooper. Yeah, he definitely is. I agree. I like those decos of those things. They look really nice. So there's a little dust on my window. So all right. So put this over here. Put this over here. So there you go. There's your comparison. Your vintage, 1/6 scale, 1/12 scale next to each other, quite large, right? Quite a difference in these vehicles. So that's what I'm talking about. Imagine getting a whale. I've showed you guys that. Showed you that whale. The whale is like friggin' big. So imagine the whale 1/6 scaled up. The thing's gonna be huge. So that's how I'm looking at this stuff. But this is awesome. I love it. I love these medium vehicles. They look beautiful. I'm really looking forward to what next year is going to hold. I hope we get some new stuff, and I don't mind a little repaint of certain things. I think if they're going to do a HasLab repaint, it should only be one a year. and then a HasLab, a new HasLab, and a repaint of another HasLab. So don't do multiple repaints of HasLabs the same year because that'll be too expensive, way too expensive. Because if we get one or two of these $100 vehicles as well, like one in the spring, one in the fall, kind of opposites of the HasLab, the pre-order HasLab and the actual HasLab scenario. I think that's four expensive vehicles every quarter, right? Every quarter you get it fall, you get winter, spring, and summer. So then I think that's enough for those scale price points. And then, in the middle, you can get other smaller like accessories like claws and armor bots and MMSs, HMSs and ferrets and motorcycles and whatever extra little things. That's just my feeling on it. Because it's going to get expensive. Your missile rack stay on pretty good, Super Dave. Mine wouldn't be on the floor by now. Oh, well, this is brand new, so it's very tight still, Mr. Mad Gus. Agree. This year is expensive as heck for me in toys. Yeah. I'm having to be very finicky about what Marvel Legends I buy and what Star Wars. I used to buy every vintage and every Black Series Star Wars. Now I'm having to give up on Stormtroopers because there's just too many different variations of Stormtroopers and stuff. So I'll buy distinct characters only now as figures in Black Series and vintage because I can't keep buying all these variations of Stormtroopers. It's just too expensive. And Marvel Legends, I'm picking and choosing because I have a lot of Marvel Legends going back to the original Toy Biz Marvel Legends. So I have like thousands of Marvel Legends figures. So I don't need every version. Like they just did some new ones at CCXP. I don't need another Lizard. I don't need another Red She-Hulk. I would like to get the Spider-Man because I'm an all-in Spider-Man guy, but it's one of those things. And then there's other stuff. There's Super 7 stuff, Reaction Plus. I'm getting Street Fighter. I'm getting Mortal Kombat Classics. I'm getting I would like to get those Star Trek nacelle figures. I haven't gotten them yet. I would like to get the Loyal Subjects mask. I have not seen them at mass retailers yet. They were supposed to get released after Big Bad Toy Store as mass retail, and they haven't done so yet. I've been waiting for them to come out so they'd be cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store, but I haven't seen that yet. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Cobra. Thank you, 6'10", 6'10" Yojo Daddy. Smash that like button. Super Dave will buy everyone stingers from Walmart. Yeah, right. I wish. That's very funny, Mr. Mad Gus. Thanks for joining us today. You've been very cool added person to our chat. Do I know you? I'm curious. Some of you guys have these handles. I'm wondering if I know who you are in real life. But I go to a lot of conventions. So if you see me at a convention, I'm not like hiding or anything. You should be able to find me. Say hello and let me know who you are so I can thank you for being a part of this chat and this channel. All right. All right. So what was I getting into? So then we have the Stinger driver as well. Where's my Stinger, Dave? I need 23. You're funny, Woody. You're very funny. You have more money than me, probably, Woody. You can afford 1 million of these, probably. Way more than us. I don't know what your job must pay really well as a welder for the military or a subcontractor or whatever it is, because I don't know. It's interesting. All right. So let's see. Our next video is going to be a brand new character that we have never got. It's a troop builder that I love, one of my favorite troop builders. And then we have a lot of new stuff coming, some exciting stuff coming in the next week. So hang in there with us. I'm still waiting on my comics to arrive, so I'll do that comic burst whenever that comes. And then we'll do a fun best of classified for 2025 at the end of the year at some point. And what else is going on? I hope you guys checked out our episode. We did do a new episode of Toy Talk Live yesterday. Me and Terry, we went over all the CCXP reveals and all that stuff, and talked about some interesting things. Um, the next figure is one of your all-time favorite childhood figures, huh, Woody? So you know who it is. It's a really cool one. I like it a lot. It was one of my favorite ones from the 90s. That's another clue for you guys. Um, and this was a big, big, big Cobra video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It took me a little bit longer to get through this whole thing, but it's really fun. I love doing vehicle videos because they're big and chunky and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And thank you, everybody in the chat, as always. And thank you for contributing and adding to the conversation. Thank you, everybody, after the fact, joining us on the replay crew. It really helps this channel. Sharing these videos is the number one thing you can do at the moment to grow the channel. We're trying to get to the 200 subs and farther. I would like to get to a nice little comfortable spot of like 1,000, and that would be really nice. I'm not trying to conquer the world with this or anything. I just want a nice community that we can have fun with and stuff. And you guys have been wonderful with us, with me, and in the videos. So thank you very much. Unfortunately, I know all the figures through 185. You have them all memorized, Woody. Wow. And then later, everyone, nice job as always, Dave. Thank you, Woody. I appreciate it. So I guess because this is a Cobra video, we're going to go with Hail Cobra! See you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.